All right, check it out, everybody. In this video that I published last month, I showed you how from January of 2024 to March of 2024, we grew our website traffic by over 160%. And I explained that we did this through blogging using topic clusters. And now, as further proof, I want to show you how from June 1st to June 30th, we had 3,459 page views on our website. And in the month of August, throughout that month, oops, we got to hit that filter button up here. We grew that to 6,547 page views. That's almost a 100% increase again. This is a great way to organically grow your website traffic and generate more leads. So to get this kind of exponential growth and be able to blog like a rock star, I'm going to show you exactly step by step what we're doing so that you can do it too. All right, so I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm logged into FastPages 365 here, and you can see over here on the left-hand side is my menu. So I'm going to come over here to Pages menu, click into it, scroll down to Blog, and here's where my blog posts live, okay? So I've got my blog posts in here. Now I'm going to start from scratch. So I'm just going to go over here and click Add a Post. And you can see there's a little bit of placeholder material in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and work around that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is go over here to Claude.ai. Now I'm going to just go ahead and start a new chat. And in this block right here where it says, how can Claude help you today? This is where I'm going to go ahead and write my prompt for my blog. Play cool music while we do cool stuff. All right, so I wrote a paragraph explaining what I want the blog post to be about, what exactly I want it to include, what the focus is going to be, the tone that I would like it written in, and the keywords that are relevant to generating organic traffic, blogging, generating leads with blogging, and other things. So now all I've got to do is go ahead and push this up arrow right here, and it'll generate the blog post for me. Skaboosh. And you can see it kind of summarizes what the blog post is about. Now let's go ahead and review it real quick. Okay, so this looks great. I don't think I'll change anything about it. So now what I need to do is go ahead and copy this over to my blog site in a way so that it's SEO optimized. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and click this Add a Block down here. All I've got to do is mouse over it and click Add a Block. Now there's a bunch of blocks that are already created and formatted, but we're going to ignore those for right now, and we're just going to click Empty Block. So here is our empty block. Now what we're going to do is come over here to Add a Widget, and we're going to drag over Heading. We're going to make sure it goes into that block that we just created. So there's our heading. And now we're also going to click Add a Widget and Text. We're just going to drag that over here underneath our heading. So now we can go ahead and delete this block that was a placeholder. And now you can see we've got a heading block right here. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to go back to my article, and I know that this is my title. So all I've got to do is highlight it, hit Control C, and come back to my website and paste it right here by clicking Control V. Now let's go ahead and copy the summary, Control C, Control V. Now, so that this looks good, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight all of this and make it size 16 font. I want it a little bit bigger so it's easy to read on a mobile phone. I'm also going to change the line height. I want this to be a little bit more spread out, so I'm going to go 1.6. Right? So that's a terrific way to make sure it's readable on desktop and mobile. So now it's 1.6, 16 font size. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right here, a personal success story, Control C, and I'm going to take this heading right here and hit Control V. So there it is. Now, what I want to do is take that header, highlight it, and hit this style button right here. I want this to be header 1. Okay, so now it made it a header 1 so that Google understands, or search engines understand, that this is a major header. And what I want to do is go ahead and make this a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this, let's say 42. Let's make it 48. There we go. So now it's an H1 size 48. Now I'm going to take that first paragraph and I'm going to copy it. Actually, I'm going to copy them both right here. So I'm going to hit Control C, take that first paragraph, and you can see there's a space right after these numbers. So we're just going to come over to the website and we're going to click and highlight into this block, hit Control V, and now I'm going to add that space so that it's right there. Now I'm going to take this entire bit of content right here, make it size 16 font, highlight it again, make it 1.6 line height, and now that looks great. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to create a little bit of space in here. I'm going to go to, let's say, 20 pixels between the headline of the story and the paragraphs. So right here you can see I've got an H1, I've got my copy, and 20 pixels. Now what this is this is an H1 block that I've just created, header 1. So that's good for the main topic of the story. So now what I can do is, you can see over here when I'm in the block, I can see there's a column settings, and if I mouse over just a little further, there's also a block settings. So there's column and block. And what I want to do is hit this copy widget. Now I've done this before, so you're going to see something that you won't see in your menu, but let's go ahead and hit copy widget. And when I come up here to this square and click into it, you can see copied container. Now that's this block right here. So what I want to do is take this container and highlight it and hit gear. And I'm going to save it in my account. So what I'm going to save this as is I'm just going to name it blog post H1. So blog post H1. Now you can name it anything you like. Now I'm going to hit submit. Now look at this. This is still a copied container, but when I go over here to this block, I can click saved, and there's my blog post H1. Look at that. So now if the next time I want to go to start a new blog post, all I've got to do is take and drag that H1 block over here, and there it is. It's already formatted with the right color, the right size font, the right spacing, everything. So then all I've got to do is copy and paste my copy into it, the words into it. For right now, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that though. So you got to kind of come at it from around the corner here and make sure you get the block menu, and then you can just hit delete. So now let's go ahead and create our H2 block. That is going to be the magic of blogging for SEO. So let's go ahead back over to the website, and we're just going to mouse over the block that we created, and we're going to hit add a block, empty block. So now we've got an empty block in there. Let's go ahead and hit add a widget heading. Make sure it's in the other block so that they're separate. This is key because you'll have different blocks in here now. So this will be all broken up. And if you decide you want to add a picture or a video or something in between the blocks, you can right in between here. So now we've got our heading, and now we're going to go ahead and throw some text in there. All right. Now I could have just used my H1 block, copied it and reformatted that one, but I wanted to show you, there's more than one way to get things done. It's okay. Don't let it freak you out. So anyway, Claude, come back here. Let's see. Let's go back to the magic of blogging for SEO and hit Control C for copy and Control V. Now I'm going to make this an H2, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got it selected. style, H2. So that's at a 42 font, right? Oops. So when you, whoops, when you click into the block, you can see if you're in where the words are, the word menu pops open, and that's where you can choose bolding, underline, font, size, line height, text color, background color, orientation, right? If you want it to be centered, left, right, or whatever. So all that information is in there. So I can see this is 42, it's an H2. What was this one again? That one was 48. So this is a little bit smaller, and that's okay. Now let's go ahead and go back and copy this information right here. This is a little trickier because we've got numbers. This is a great example. So I've highlighted this. I'm going to hit Control C, go back to my website, and paste it right in here. Control V. So now everything is in there. So let's go ahead and format it to size 16 font. And I'm going to make sure I've got it all selected again and do my line height to 1.6. Perfect. All right. So now it's a little bit bigger. So in this situation, I'm also going to drag it down to 20 pixels. A little bit of space. Space is your friend, right? So you want to be able to use space so that it doesn't look too bunched up. All right. So now I've got this set up, and what we can do is, well, let's go ahead and make this, let's go ahead and copy those numbers. So you can see, here's where blogging comes in, colon, fresh content, keyword opportunities. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, here's where blogging comes in. So we've got this fresh content right here. I'm gonna click in front of fresh, and I'm gonna come over here to the menu, and I'm gonna hit number 1. Select it. Let's go ahead and bold that. Put your cursor here, click the number again, and look, it becomes number 2. How perfect, right? Now I can go ahead and highlight this information right here, hit bold. Now here's internal linking. Let's go ahead and number that, and longer site visits and number that. All right, so now let's go ahead and bold these parts right here. All right, now we've got a situation here where it's kind of bunched up and close, right? I don't know that I love that. See, because here it's kind of shown to be kind of like there's almost a line in between each one of these. I don't know if it's a full line, but it's a partial line at least. So now what I can do, okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and highlight all of this and make it 2 as far as the line height goes. Wait a sec, I changed my mind. So now there's a little bit of a bigger gap there. You know, if I wanted to, I could probably do something like this where I go line height is 3 and then make that 1.6. Yeah, that might be the trick right there, right? Yeah, now there's a little bit bigger gap between the 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. So that's not a bad way to do it, right? That looks pretty good. So now what I can do is go ahead and turn this block into one of my templates. So what I'll do is I'll come in here, hit that block menu, hit copy, and then come over here, make sure I'm in the copied. Now here's the second container. So this one is going to be saved in my account as blog post H2. Submit. All right. So now I've got blog post H1, blog post H2. So now I can go ahead and just go ahead and start to copy and paste like crazy. So here we go, from traffic to leads, blogging advantage. So I can simply come in here and hit Control C for copy. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab H2. There we go. I can hit Control V, and there it is. It's a 42 size font, so that's nice and big. Come back here and grab this. And paste it. And now you can see when I paste it, it kind of goes back to unformatted, which is, kind of a bummer. But if you want to, you can make it, you can go through the hassle like I did before, or here's a simple way to do it. You can simply just go line height 1.6 and then take these items right here and either number them or give them an unordered list, and then highlight the mini headings right here, bold. And now you've got your bulleted points right in here. It looks a little different than this. It's just up to you how you want to do that. Now watch this. We can just go ahead and do it again. Turning blog posts into lead machines. Now it's just a copy and paste-a-thon like this. All right, so now we've went ahead and formatted our entire blog post and got it all ready to go. Now we can click Update. Oop, it says I've got to add a category, and that's okay. So that's over here in the settings. If you've never created a category before, you're going to have to come over to Categories. And create a category. I'm going to name mine Blogging and hit plus. So that's a category. And now I can tag this so that it's easier to find for search engines. Generate leads with blogging, hit the plus. There we go. So I've created a few tags, I've got a category. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit this post URL down here. Skyrocket your business, how blogging. Yep, that looks good. Basically, it just took this right here and turned it into my URL. Now, if that wasn't there, you could go ahead and type something in. Make sure you add in your little dashes and all is well. Post author, me. Post date, I'm going to just go ahead and put now. And then if I click out of it and hit update, everything is good to go. Now, I've got to create an image for my blog post. So we're going to go ahead and use our buddy chatgpt.com, right? So here's ChatGPT 4, and I'm just going to give it a little prompt here. Okay, so ChatGPT made me an image for my blog. I'm just going to click this down arrow right here to download that. Now I can come back to my website. I can upload a file. There's my image. It's uploading right here. And select. And there it is. I can go ahead and hit update. Now let's go ahead and check out what that looks like. So we're going to go back to our pages, our home page, and we're going to scroll down for our blog. Let's go ahead and hit the preview there. Let's go ahead and scroll down. There's our image, right? Skyrocket your business, how blogging boosts traffic and leads, right? So there's a loan officer kicking back while his AI assistant does his blog for him. Let's go ahead and click read more. There's the image. There's your blog post. Now, that is just a bare minimum blog post. There isn't anything fun or engaging in there, right? So what we can do is go ahead and click out of here. Let's go back to our blog. All right, let's go ahead and open this up. So now you can see the reasoning behind me wanting to have these all in separate blocks is because now we can go ahead and insert things in between here. If I wanted to, I can go ahead and put the video that I'm creating right now right here. So I can have my opening headline, my summary, here's the first block, And then right here, I can add a block. I'm going to make it an empty block. So here's my empty block. Now watch this. Add a widget. Come over here to video. And now I can go ahead. I don't have this video created yet because I'm creating it as we speak. So I'll just put a placeholder in there. Here's one. And it's just a YouTube video that I've got saved in my memory there for some reason, but no worries. So here is the video that I'll put in here. So I'll put the video of me making this blog post in this blog post, right? So that people can see the example of how you do this as well as what I've done here. So now I've got a video in my blog post. And if I want to, I can put other things in here. So let's go ahead and hit update. Now I went ahead and in my copied blocks, I went ahead and cleared that. There's a way to clear that. There's a button that says cleared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here to my pages menu, hit pages. Let's go back home. And now I'm going to come back here. See, I've got this chat with me, right? So this is kind of cool. People can chat with me on Messenger. And what I can do is I can click on that button and I can hit copy. Now that button is saved right there. Now let's go ahead and, right here is my custom code for my reviews. So what I can do here is I can take this block right here, this entire block, and I can copy that as well. All right, so there's a couple of things I can bring into my blog. Let's do the contact us page. So I'm going to come over here to contact us. Here we go. And let's see, we're going to do, I've got my calendar here. Tell you what I'll do. I'm going to take this contact us page. I'm going to make a button for that too. So now watch this. I go back to my pages, come back down here to blog. I've just given myself a couple of good ideas. So now I can go something like up here in the blog posts. I can take this container. Let's go ahead and save it in my account as Tim's Reviews. Okay, submit, saved. There's my reviews. Now I can go ahead and plop that right in between these blocks right here. Watch this. Take it, pop it, and there it is. That's a custom code that I've set up, and I'll show it to you in a minute, but it's a way for me to have my Google reviews auto-published right in that block. So now I've got my reviews there. That's great. Let's go ahead and put my button. I'm going to save that in my account as Tim Chat button, submit. All right, so now I can, let's go ahead and add a block. We're going to make it an empty block. All right, now check this out. When I click into the empty block, it says 1 column. But watch this. I can turn this into 2 columns. So now there's 2 columns right there by clicking that. So you're going to love this, right? Take the Tim Chat button, put it right there. Now watch this. I'm going to take another Tim Chat button and put it right there, just because it looks the same with the shadows and the colors. But now I can take this button and I can customize it right here. So I'm going to hit edit and I'm going to put I'm going to go ahead and change the icon. Now, when somebody opens on click, I don't want it to open up my messenger bot. I want it to open up a page. And the page is going to be contact us. Get out. So now I've got this block. Now check this out. I can take and copy that entire widget. Now it is in my copied as a container. Take it, save it. This is going to be now it's my contact chat bot for my blog. There we go. Now it's in there. Boom. So now I've got my posts, I've got my H1, my H2, my reviews, my chat button, or I can even get rid of that because I don't need it because it's included in this block, which is so cool, right? So now I've got this really cool chat bot enabled blog post. Let's go back to our posts. Let's go back to pages, home. I'm going to hit preview right here. So now here's the preview of my website. Let me come down here. See, there's my reviews, right? So that shows up. But watch this. Read more. Let's look at my blog post. Now you can see there's the video. When I post and publish this video, I'll replace this. And there's my reviews, right? Now most people won't see this part. The only reason I see this is because I'm the widget owner. But there's my reviews. And there's my contact us blocks, right? So now you can chat with me on Messenger. If I click this, it opens up my Fast Pages chat widget. Look at that. Hey, thanks for reaching out to Fast Pages. What do you got? You got questions? And now you can just hear my phone just pinged because I just got that message saying, hey, somebody's going to chat with you, Tim. Anyway, let's go back to my website. And now you can click on this Contact Us and boom, it brings you to my calendar. So now you can make an appointment with me on my calendar, which is integrated with my Google Calendar. Now that is cool. Now there's other things that you can do. Of course, you can go back in there and you can have a sign up for, don't miss out on our next blog post or see how much you qualify for or whatever. There's a million things you can do with your blog post and those buttons the way that I showed you. So hopefully that gives you some inspiration. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know.